In this video, we are going to continue our previous lecture. So let's begin. Hello friends, welcome to the Tapasya for IAS YouTube channel. Let's begin Biological Diversity Act 2002. Objective: conservation of biological diversity, sustainable use of its components, and fair and equitable sharing of benefit arising out of the use of biological resources. Key provisions: establishes a three-tier institutional structure. National Biodiversity Authority (NBA) at central level, headquartered Chennai. State Biodiversity Board (SBBS) at state level. Biodiversity Management Committee (BMCs) at local panchayat municipality level. Regulates access to biological resources by foreign entities requiring NBA approval. Requires prior intimation to SBBs for access by Indian entities for commercial utilization. Regulates intellectual property right (IPRs) related to biological resources. Amendment in the year 2023 decriminalized certain offences, converting them into civil penalties. Accepted certain traditional knowledge and codified IU's practitioners from benefit sharing. Simplified compliance for domestic companies, forest laws and policies. Indian Forest Act 1927. Objective: consolidate the law relating to forest produce and duty leviable to on timber and other forest produce. Forest categories: reserve forest, most restricted, full government control. Protected forest, less restricted, some rights allowed but controlled by government. Village forest, managed by local communities under government supervision. Forest Conservation Act 1980 (FCA). Objectives: restrict the diversion of forest land for non-forest purposes. Key provisions: requires prior approval of the central government for any state government or other authority to de-reserve reserve forest or divert forest land for non-forest use. Mandates compensatory afforestation. Forest conservation rules 2022. Streamline approval processes and establish advisory committee. National Forest Policy 1988. Objective: ensure environmental stability and maintenance of ecological balance, including atmospheric equilibrium. Key goals: maintain 33% of geographical area under forestry, cover 60% in the hills, 20% in the plains. Check soil erosion, desertification and siltation. Increase forest tree cover through massive afforestation and social forestry programs. Meet the requirement of fuel wood, fodder, minor forest produce and timber of the rural and tribal population. Scheduled tribes and other traditional forest dweller. Recognition of Forest Right Act 2006 (FRA). Objective: recognize and vest forest right and occupation in the forest land to forest dwelling scheduled tribe and other traditional forest dwellers who had been residing in such forest for generations. Key provisions: grants various rights: individual forest right, cultivation, habitation and community forest right, grazing, MFP collection, Nistar right. Empowers Gram Sabha to initiate the process of determining the nature and extent of individual or community forest right. Defines minor forest produce, MFP, and grants ownership right to communities. Requires free, prior and informed consent of the Gram Sabha for resettlement in case of wildlife protection. National RED Plus Strategy 2018. Context: RED Plus, reducing emissions from deforestation and forest degradation, is a mechanism developed by UNFCCC. Objective: to achieve climate change mitigation through conservation and sustainable management of forest and enhancement of forest carbon stock. Aligned with India's nationally determined contributions and DCs under the Paris Agreement. Compensatory Afforestation Fund Management and Planning Authority, CAMPA Act 2016. Objective: provides for the establishment of fund to manage money collected towards compensatory afforestation. Establish, Establishes National Compensatory Afforestation Fund and State Compensatory Afforestation Fund. 90% of the fund go to state, 10% to the center. Used for afforestation, regeneration activities, wildlife protection, and infrastructure development. Institutional framework: Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, MOEFCC. Nodal agency for planning, promotion, coordination, and overseeing the implementation of environmental and forestry policies and program. Houses Environment Information System, ENVIS network, 1992. Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB. This is a statutory organization under Water Act 1974. Functions under the Air Act 1981. Advises central government on pollution prevention, controls air water quality, conducts monitoring, and provides technical assistance to SPCBs. State Pollution Control Board, SPCBs. Implement pollution control laws at state level, issue CTO monitor. Compliance. Logical Survey of India, JSI. Established 1916, headquartered in Kolkata. Functions: faunal surveys, research, conservation, environmental impacts, assessment. Botanical Survey of India, BSI. Established 1890, headquartered Kolkata. Functions: floristic survey, identification, documentation, maintenance of national herbarium, plant conservation. Forest Survey of India, FSI. Establishes 1981, headquartered Dehradun. Functions: assesses forest recover of the country, prepares state of forest report, SFR. Biennially conducts forest inventories. National Biodiversity Authority, NBA. Established in the year 2003 under Biological Diversity Act 2002, headquartered in Chennai. Functions: regulates access to biological resources, advises on conservation, ensures fair and equitable benefit sharing. Central Zoo Authority, established in the year 1992 under WPA 1972. Functions: oversees the functioning of zoos, sets standards, manages endangered species breeding program, Animal Welfare Board of India, AWBI. Established in the year 1962 under Prevention of Cruelty to Animal Act 1960, headquarters Ballabgarh, Haryana. Functions: advises government on animal welfare, promotes human treatment of animals, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, WCCB. Established in the year 2008 under WPA 1972, headquarters New Delhi. Functions: collects and disseminate wildlife crime intelligence, coordinate enforcement actions, maintain crime database. Here is quick revision notes of this lecture. Constitutional backbone: Article 21, right to clean environment. 48A, state's duty to protect environment. 51AG, citizens' duty. Judicial activism: pillars and polluters pay. Precautionary principle: public trust doctrine, absolute liability, MC Mehta is paramount. Major acts: chronological umbrella. Water 1974, Air 1981, Specific Pollution Control, Environment Protection Act 1996, Umbrella Law, Post Bhopal Central Government, Powers Frameworks for Rules, EIA, Wildlife 1972, Biodiversity Act 2002, Species Genetic Resource Protection, NBA, Forest 1927, Forest Conservation Act 1980, Land and Division Control. FRA 2006, FRA 2006, Landmark for Tribal Forest Dweller Right, NGT 2010, Specialized Environmental Court. Fast Track applies key principles. CAMPA 2016. Fund for Afforestation. Key policies. National Forest Policy 1988. 33% target CRZ 2011 to 2018-19. Coastal Regulation IPZ. Island Protection Green Highways. Institutions MOEFCC Apex Body CPCB SPCBs Regulatory JSI BSI FSI Research Survey NBA Biodiversity Governance WCCB Crime Enforcement Interlinkage Understand how constitutional provisions are interpreted by judiciary and how laws policies are framed and implemented by institutions. Focus on recent amendment and their implications. Always here is one active like always link environmental governance topic to recent events, reports, example for state of forest report and policy changes. This is the end of lecture. So friends, we will meet in the next video. If you have any doubt, you can ask in comment section, and subscribe the channel, like the video, and don't forget to press bell icon so that UPSC focus videos keep reaching you. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.